Hello, everyone, and welcome to our weekly live. I'm Christine Jousty of Mail Something Pretty, and today is December 9th. It's crazy. I think I heard that there might be 16, that adds up, 16 days till Christmas left, which is just crazy. I know I'm not ready. Let me know if you are. I'd be jealous if you are. So today is our weekly live. And once you get on live, let me know so everything's working correct. I went back to my old way last week. I tried a new software, which I liked, but we had those backward words. So I went back to my old system. We'll try that until I figure out how to make the other words not backwards. All right, we have Kim and we have Nancy. Awesome. Two regulars. Thank you very much. Um, so I have a fun project. It's a club project that we made this week. And Kim, do you have your pieces ready? You can make it along with me. Kim took some of her pieces to go last night. But before that, I just wanted to remind everyone that there's a paper pumpkin sale going on today. Today, December 9th, is the last day. You get a prepaid subscription for about 25% off, either 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. The 12 months one is crazy because you get the sale price plus then you get your stamp and reward. So it's really, really good deal. Kim is ready. Awesome. So you can either contact me or just go right to my shopping page, and that's right up there as a big banner. You can find that out. And then tomorrow, I just found out today, but tomorrow is free shipping. Tomorrow, the 10th through the 12th. So what's that? Tomorrow is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is free shipping on anything over $75. And I suggest once you're at that $75 mark to add on for $5 more that product of the month. It's this beautiful paper. I think it's called Hues of Blues or Petals of Blues or something, but it's Night of Navy and Balmy Blue. And there, I saw it in person. It's really pretty. So we have that. All right, so let's get started. Let me put my desk up here. All right, so I'm going to show you first what we're going to make, and then I'll grab all the pieces. So I have kind of four different versions, basically of the same card, and you can see we got some sparkle on our snowman. So I think that's fun. And it's we did it in this morning and they're like, oh, well, that's pretty easy. And it is. So it's kind of one of those things that you kind of forget how to do. This one I made it like a blizzard. It's a little bit snowy. The other ones I think have about the right amount of sparkle. So that's what we're gonna do. Let me grab my stuff out of my basket. Let me actually put these. Let's see, can you still kind of see them? All right, you can see a few of them. So we're going to use a few different stamp sets. We're going to use Painted Stripes. We're going to use Festive Friends, which is, you guys know I've been using it tons, my favorite Christmas set this year. And unfortunately, it is not available at the moment. I checked to see when it will be available. The dies are, but not the stamp set. And it didn't say, it said TBD. So I don't know when it will be back and stuff. But you could certainly do the same card or similar card and just put something else here. You don't have to use this particular snowman. All right, so let me get my paper out. That's where we should start. All right, so we're going to use, it's kind of funny because it's a snowman card. We're going to use this paper, which is Summer Splash, because we might as well put a little summer or a little splash into this snowman. So this was a regular card size. It was 8.5 by 5.5. Yep, 8.5 by 5.5. I scored it in the middle at 4.25, and that's just our standard card size. So that's what we're gonna use. You can use any color you want. And I'm gonna use the Summer Splash. So it's the same. It's like the ombre, it's a little bit darker than the cardstock. And we're gonna use, like I said, it's called Painted Stripes. And when I first did it, I'm like, oh no, it didn't ink all the way. But then you look at here, it's intentional that it's not like a perfect ink. It's supposed to kind of look like a little watercolor, which is great, especially when you don't ink it all the way. It's kind of, that's what it's supposed to look like. So how I use these, they do sell a block big enough for this, but it's like hard to hold in the stamp. So what I do is I don't even use a block. I just kind of invert it right on my table and I open up my ink and I'm just going to ink it directly. And I really do this with probably all of my background stamps. I do it this way. If you happen to have like a stamparatus or some sort of positioning tool, then it would be a little easier. You could just kind of use it that way. But this works. So now I'm just going to put it right on the card right on the stamp, and then I'm just gonna press. So I just press with my fingers, but you could use a brayer. You could put another piece of paper on top. Um, at least, usually we'll see if I get ink on my fingers or not. Usually I'm pretty good. So just give it a good press. Again, if you don't get this one exact, it's okay because it's supposed to look a little bit faded. And that blotchiness will kind of tone down a little bit after it dries. So that's how I use my background stamps. Stampin' Up, I had said a while ago, they are discontinuing their red rubber stamps. So their background stamps will be photopolymer, which is interesting because they're even more flexible. I mean, this is pretty flexible, but they're even more flexible and you can see through it. So that's when you could put it down and flex it down. So that will be fun to try out. I don't have one yet, but that's what they'll be doing. All right, so we're just going to set that aside. We are done with this ink. And let's see. Next step is, how about we stamp our snowman? We'll stamp and cut our snowman. I'm going to use Memento black ink because I'm going to color it in with blends markers. But if you were going to use like watercolored pencils or like the blender pen and ink, then you would want to use StazOn ink. Okay, not too bad. I'm just going to color it first. I know I've been kind of usually cutting first and then coloring first, but it's kind of little, so it's going to be a little easier to color. So I've done them different color. Actually, I have two and two. So I have two that have like kind of like pinks, and then I have two that have blues and grays. So kind of like little masculine, little feminine. Kind of mix those two together on that one. So I don't know what color we should do. We'll start with the nose with a little orange. I decided what color I want to do. I think I actually kind of like more of the blues and the grays. So we'll go with that. And I did do, oh, that's good. I did opposite. I did the blue here and the gray here. So I'll kind of do that one. So those are Summer Splash blends. Again, you can use any colors. Actually, we'll do this one slightly different. I'll do the dark on the big part of actually, I'll combine them. I'll do a little dark here. I'll spin that around and you can kind of see I'm coloring in a curved motion just to make it look like it's that rounded brim with the hat. And then I'm going to go on top with the lighter Summer Splash. I'll go right on top. The dark color. So we'll see if we actually see the colorations. But we'll see if you can see it on the camera. But this is how I get shading. Usually I kind of start with the dark. And as it dries, we'll see, but it should be a little bit lighter here just to show that kind of curvature. And then we'll do the same thing. The other ones are kind of colored flat, but since I have you as my audience here, we'll just do a little coloring because this is a super easy, quick card. All right. So I do the same thing. I kind of follow the curve with the dark gray, the lighter gray, and then actually I'm gonna just do a little dark there and a little darker here because that's probably where like the shadow would be. Again, you can just color this. Oh, that was my lighter color. I got them mixed up. It helps if you read. I'm kind of going by color of the cap, but really the caps are almost the same color. And I'm just gonna color that one right now. And we'll do the lighter gray here in the back. All right, cute. So you can kind of see a little bit. Hopefully you can see it. There's a little shading in there. And then the scarf, we can do, try to make them all so they're a little bit different. We'll do a gray scarf. I think I have a gray scarf yet. So it's probably darker where the knot is. A little darker here. All right, so there is the scarf. And then what I like to do is, you can kind of see it, they're all slightly different. Hopefully you can see on the snowman itself. I add a little of the light pool party on the snow. Otherwise, he's just flat white, which is fine. But I think like adding a little bit of those shadows, because sometimes with the snow, it looks, depending on the lighting and how much water is in the snow, but sometimes you get, oops, I'm just putting a little bit, you get a little blue, and I'll put a little blue on the pom-pom. So just adds a little something. Or you can just color them really quick if you need to get cards done quick. All right, so now we're going to cut this out. So there are dies. Like I said, these are the dies that go with the Festive Friends. Dies are still available right now. The nope, that's not the right one. Oh no. I I have two sets of dies and I try to put them all on here so you could see them, but I brought two Santas and one snowman. Oh, and I actually forgot to color something. So I'm just gonna cut it out with scissors rather than running downstairs to get it. We'll just give it a quick cut. I like to add a little brown on his arms. So this is a pretty easy one to cut. I bought two sets of dies because I used it a lot for an event I did, and it just made it easier. Easier when you have them, but when you don't bring it up when you need it. But luckily, this isn't that hard. All right, do you guys have your Christmas cards done? Are they done and made and mailed? Or are you furiously trying to get them done? I have to see. I don't know what status I have on my cards, so because I was away, I do have some left over from last year, so I'm hoping that's enough. Plus all the ones I've made on the club and my videos and so forth. So we'll find out if I have enough cards or not. Okay, so there is, oops, the snowman. There's that. So I already cut it out, but, and I don't know if you can see. Oh, I think you can see it. See how there's snowflakes on here? So the snowflakes come with the paper. So I wrote it down. It's called Silent Snowfall Paper. It's 12 by 12. You get 6 sheets for $10. And it's slightly, you can kind of see it's a slightly different white color. It's a little bit cooler, but you have these snowflakes on here. And I just used my banner die. And if you like these dies, tomorrow, in the next 3 days, is a good time to get them because you can get free shipping because it's a little bit of a more expensive product, but it helps with the free shipping. So that's how I cut it. And so what I found is I'm going to use, oh, don't even tell me I didn't bring it up. You're kidding me. Ah, I didn't bring up my blending brush. All right, let's see. How can we do this? All right. I do have a backup, which actually I was going to show you that is not a good backup. Because I found blending on a pad works better. And I don't have a pad. But let me impromptu. Is that wet? It is. Okay. This is what we're going to experiment and try. I'm going to use my finger. Let's see what happens. I'm starting in the middle where the snowman's gonna cover. So that's gonna get all blotchy and that's okay. I don't know if my finger's going to carry out enough of the color. It might, but you can kind of see it's doing a pretty good job. You can kind of see the snowflakes appear, which is kind of fun. Well, who knew? So I'm actually going to turn this around. I just wanted it to be kind of gradual. Oops. All right, that's what I didn't want is a little blot. But that's all right. All right, so now I'm just gonna rub all the ink that's here and see if any of it kind of carries over. I thought I was so good about getting everything in my basket. All right, so let's take the ink off my finger. All right, so you can kind of see that was pool party, by the way. Let me just put this on here for a second. That works. It's not quite my intention, but it works fine. You can kind of see it's a little bit softer here than here, but the improvise was okay. All right, so now all we're gonna do is put it together. So let me use dimensionals. Let me know if you've had to improvise like that, if you all of a sudden either lost something you needed or you don't have it. Like, what kind of things have you improvised and what have you used instead? Fingers, hands, they'd say, in the cooking world are your best tools. So why not in the crafting world? All right, I'm going to use dimensionals here too. Oops. Pop up our snowman. Not too bad. No one will ever know who gets this one that it was a mistake. All right. So the other thing we can do is, so this card could be a Christmas card. It could be a thank you card, winter or Christmas thank you card. It could be a winter birthday card. It could be, just a hello card. It could be anything. But this one, I'm going to use the Choose Happy stamp set, which is a really nice, versatile one. I actually like the font of all the words, but they have winter and they have hello. So, oh no, and they have happy. Plus you get this adorable penguin, which I've used on the live before. So you get these fun things. So we are going to, like this one I left, a couple of these I left blank because I am not sure how I'm going to use them yet. This one I did happy winter. So I'll just do that quick to show you. And I kind of measured my paper, the width of the stamps, or you could just stamp and then cut it down after. So this one, I have to just make it go closer to me so I can see. Well, I'm going to do that again because I think I needed to. That's better. Happy. Winter. Okay. And then we're just going to cut them with our scissors. Some people really do like winter and some people don't. So you can either send it to someone who likes winter or send it to someone who doesn't, maybe brighten their day. Dimensionals. Let's put that right there. And I use balmy blue for that color. You can use any color you want. Happy winter. And then we're just gonna put on the inside, open that paper up. All right, I'm just gonna show you. Apparently, I didn't bring that piece of paper up either. I just used snowflakes from a different set, and I just put them in each corner, and I used the balmy blue, which mimics the color here. Okay, so now we don't need that anymore. Okay, so now this is what you're waiting for, right? The sparkle. So I just took some. This is just another just piece, a little bit a larger piece of paper, and I fold it in half because you'll want that crease. And then I'm going to take my just my green glue, as people call it, the multi-purpose liquid glue, and you are going to just add little dots of glue, kind of where you want there to be snowflakes. You can go heavy, you can go light, you can do it off the side here. Some of mine were a little bit heavy, so I think I'll just leave it like that. So that has glue on it. And then you're going to take some sequins. So these are leftover from last summer. They're just called itty bitty bokeh. I actually didn't look up to see if they're still available. They might be, but you can kind of see their fun colors. And I'm just going to sprinkle them on top and just kind of shuffle my card around. Now, if you happen to remember the Dazzling Diamonds glitter that we used to use, this is kind of how we used to put it on it before they came up with a Wink of Stella brush. We would just put glue down and sprinkle it on top. I'm just making sure all of my little bits of glue are covered by a sequin. There we go. That one kind of had a lot. And there you go, fun little sequins. And then we'll just let it dry. And then this stuff, some of it gets a little clumpy, might have glue on it. That's okay, I'll deal with that later, because I still have more cards to make. And then I'm just gonna pour that right back in it. And then that may stick. I won't worry about that for now. And then you can always use some of this stuff for shaker cards later on too. Even if it's clumpy, that would be fine for a shaker card. So that's kind of how I put my, like this one, it's a little bit overboard. We'll just say that's a blizzard. These are the two happy winters. These are little pink hats. There we go, we got them all on the screen here. So, oh, that was still wet. So there we go. That's how I put some sparkles on my snowman. All right, there we go. So I hope you liked it, and you can mimic it with any sequins, or certainly doesn't have to be a snowman card. You can make a birthday card, you can do a birthday cake with some sparkles. You can improvise however you'd like, but that's how I got the sparkles on my card. All right, so next week we'll be here next Tuesday, and I'm going to make another project that we made in club, and I forget what the fold is called, but it's like an interlocking, some sort of interlocking gatefold card, which is kind of cool, and I think you'll like it. So we'll make that next week. And don't forget about the free shipping. That is tomorrow, December 10th, 11th, and 12th. And today, December 9th, is the last day for the prepaid paper pumpkin subscriptions. It saves about 25%, which is a pretty cool deal. And I think that is all I have for you today. So thank you very much for watching live, and thank you for watching on the replay, and have fun making your little sparkly snowman cards. I will see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.